All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Arizona Cardinals and the Houston Texans. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Go! 91. 51.
Don't get nervous.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
6 guy. Check 6 guy. Check 37. Check 37.
Check. Check. Check.
Murray now on first down.
Right here.
This one complete to Christian Kirk. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's pick it up. It's out time, guys. Out time. Let's hurry. Let's get off the field.
Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Now, they couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Let's go now. Six to Pittsburgh.
Watch 55.
Yeah.
55's my guy. Let it go.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he can vault himself right into the #1 spot.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 23.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me.
Rush in.
Watch the edge.
Check 13. Check 13.
Check.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
34, 64.
On 2nd and 7, Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. Will Fuller, nobody there to stop him. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football.
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Kenyon Drake, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go!
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go up and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Check 24, check 24.
Hey, 59!
Handoff, Coleman, right side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed, getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Houston. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Texans have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Running, it's Drake. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
And it's 3rd down. Let's go. 10, Tuscan. 5-5. Defense wins championships, baby. Check, ready.
To throw on third down. Murray. Yeah, that will be incomplete. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on third down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. And now that'll kick out of bounds, and this is going to be spotted back at their own 30. Oh, man. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. That's caught. It's Coleman. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Good set. 18. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Here we go. Hey, 59. 59, let's go.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 28. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Set. 19. 58 to Mike. Hey, watch the slant. Watch. Alert. Check. Front. And 58 is a Mike. Let's go.
On first down, Watson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Hot 7. 57's Mike. Mike 57. It's just me and you.
57. Mike. 59. Let's go.
Throwing again is Watson.
Run you over.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike, echo. Here we go.
57's the Mike. 57's the Mike. He runs.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Go. Check 26. 59. Haywood. 57's the Mike. Watch 57.
In your face.
57's Mike. Mike 57.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Slams.
Hey, 54. Check. Chef. Slam. Line him up.
Watson looks to throw again. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down in the hands of the wrong team.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the flag. On the ball.
And able to find a little space. He gets us up over the 15 to the 16. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Set, ready. 70 ending. I'm on.
Murray going to try to throw on 3rd down. He's got a first down past the 30 and all the way up to the 37-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. He'll set up the screen to Drake. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play. And facing a 2nd and long.
Buzz. 31's the mic. I'm coming, baby. Yeah. 31's the mic. On the ball.
Throwing again, Murray. The pass complete to Hakeem Butler. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Murray going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Watch right. Here we go.
On 2nd down, here's Murray. And he hits Drake. Now Drake loses the football. And the Texans scoop it. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
We're going to shut you down.
Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Hey, no timeout.
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
54! 57's the mic! 57's the mic! That's it! Twist! Check 52!
From the 45 on second down. Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
That's another Texans first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. The Pro Bowler, Muhammad Wilkerson, brings him down.
I got him.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Watson. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
Sack, baby.
And that's the first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
59. Delta.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And that is incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
This will be taken very short. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And you're under a minute to go in the half. The first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Second and 10 now from the 27.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Let it go.
From the gun, it's Dre. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Here we go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. That's going to be caught by Kirk. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. This is taken near the 13. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
First and 10 at the 36.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Hey, come on, oh.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone.
Here's Watson. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Staying open.
Coleman. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
58's the Mike.
Faking the give. Now Watson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Check 50.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be. And
he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Tevin Coleman hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Texans push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
At the 25-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Play action. Now it's Murray sliding out of the pocket. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
Third down and 10 yards to go.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle, 55. Ricky, run it.
From the gun, Murray. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
Mike 8.
They do go for it. It's Murray. Got this complete to the rookie out of UMass, Andy Isabella. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late-game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. Touchdown, Houston. In for the score. And the Texans push further out in front.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed breathing room.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Texans 31, Cardinals 7.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
I know he ain't got it.
2nd down, Murray sets to throw. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It'll be an Arizona first down on a gain of 17.
Set, ready. 70 ending.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous.
First down, Murray. It's complete to Drake. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Murray. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long.
It's our time.
Murray with a 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as they go for it on 4th down. Murray now with a catch made by Hopkins. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Good set. Good 18. 50 extra mic. 24 is down. He's coming. Check your hot read.
They'll run on first down. Coleman. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
58, right there. They can't hang with us. 58, boys, 58. 58 is Mike.
All day. Line up, line up. Line up, go.
From the 50, it's Watson. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch.
Get ready, get ready.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And the Texans, first down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Here's Coleman. And room there to work it inside the 25. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
And 58 is a Mike. Going 58, 36. Pick me up. Here we go. 58's a Mike. 58. 58's a Mike. Let's go, D.
From the 24, Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Watson now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Coleman. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on first down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if you picked up the first down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down and actually aids the defense in that situation.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Keep it up, guys.
They will run again with Coleman. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Good set. 19.
Hey, watch the lane. Shift.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Here we go.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Night, sweetheart.
They'll run with Drake. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Yeah, baby.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Get in the weight room.
They stay on the ground with Drake. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Frank Clark in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Murray and company going for it on 4th. And he's going to go down again. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I got you, punk. Safe.
Hey, we got to snap it. Let's go.
Coleman down. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Right back to Coleman here on 1st down. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This is Coleman. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. On the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Fairbairn now, following the made field goal, he'll send this one away. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Let's go! Let's go!
So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Now Drake. Some nifty running, but it only gets him to the 45. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Guys, it's game situation. Let's go.
Right back to Dre.
Go! It's run! It's run! They run
Only
it.
gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Here comes the ball!
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Ready, set!
Watch 55.
Focus, defense, focus.
third down. Murray trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD.
Keep doing it. Touchdown, baby. I see you.
That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
The extra point up and good, but this one was decided anyway, as that will be the final action in this ball game. So we had action to the very end of this one, the score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know, some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time, and they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for the Texans, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Arizona, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.